इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ नमस्ते गणपतये त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं तत्त्वमसि त्वमेव केवलं हर्तासि त्वमेव केवलं धर्तासि त्वमेव केवलं हर्तासि त्वमेव सर्वं खल्विदं ब्रह्मासि त्वं साक्षादात्मासि नित्यं ऋतं वच्मि सत्यं वच्मि अवत्वं माम् अववक्तारम् अवश्रोतारम् अवदातारम् अवधातारम् अवानोचानमवशिष्यम् अवपश्चात्तात् अवपुरस्तात् अवोत्तरात्तात् अवदक्षिणात्तात् अवचोर्ध्वात्तात् अवाधरात्तात् सर्वतो मां पाहि पाहि समन्तात् त्वं वाङ्मयस्त्वं चिन्मयः त्वमानन्दमयस्त्वं ब्रह्ममयः त्वं सच्चिदानन्दाद्वितीयोऽसि त्वं प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वं ज्ञानमयो विज्ञानमयोऽसि सर्वं जगदिदं त्वत्तो जायते सर्वं जगदिदं विषयेव शारीर आत्मा यः पूर्वस्य तस्माद्वा एतस्मात् विज्ञानमयात् अन्योन्तर आत्मानन्दमयः तेनैष पूर्णः स वा एष पुरुषविद एव तस्य पुरुषविदताम् अन्वयं पुरुषविदः तस्य प्रियमेव शिरः मोदो दक्षिणपक्षः प्रमोद उत्तरपक्षः आनन्द आत्मा ब्रह्मपुच्छं प्रतिष्ठा तदप्येष श्लोको भवति। असन्नेव स भवति असद्ब्रह्मेति वेद चेत् अस्ति ब्रह्मेति चेद् वेद संतमेनं ततो विदुरिति तस्यैष एव शारीर आत्मा यः पूर्वस्य अथातोऽनुप्रश्नाः उता विद्वानमुं लोकं प्रेत्य कश्चन गच्छति आहो विद्वानमुं लोकं प्रेत्य कश्चित् समश्नुता सोकामयत बहुस्यां प्रजा एयेति सतपोतप्यत सतपस्तप्त्वा इदगं सर्वमसृजत यदिदं किञ्च तत्सृष्ट्वा तदेवानुप्राविशत् तदनुप्रविश्य सत्यत्वच्चाभवत् निरुक्तञ्च निलयनञ्च विज्ञानञ्च सत्यञ्चानृतञ्च सत्यमभवत् यदिदं किञ्च तत्सत्यमित्याचक्षते तदप्येष श्लोको भवति। असत्
Kindly be seated. May I make a final announcement for all mobile telephones, electronic gadgets to be on silent mode, please. Thank you very much. Namaskar, good afternoon, and a very warm welcome. On behalf of IMT Ghaziabad, I warmly welcome all of you to the Convocation 2022. We have here with us as our distinguished chief guest, Mr. Vikram S Kirloskar, Chairman and Managing Director, Kirloskar Systems Pvt Ltd, and Vice Chairman of the Toyota Kirloskar Motor Pvt Ltd. And also on our stage is seated Dr. Vishal Talwar, Director IMT Ghaziabad. And this is an announcement to warmly welcome all the parents, the relatives and friends, the students, and the wonderful students who are convocating today, and respected members of the press and media, ladies and gentlemen. We start the proceedings of the convocation by requesting Dr. Vishal Talwar, Director of IMT Ghaziabad, to welcome our chief guest, Mr. Vikram Kirloskar, and warmly welcome him with a floral bouquet, please. On behalf of the Director, IMT Ghaziabad, and all of you, may I request the Director, IMT Ghaziabad, Dr. Vishal Talwar, to kindly preside over the function. I now request Dr. Vishal Talwar to formally announce the opening of the Convocation 2022.
I declare the convocation open.
I now have the proud privilege in requesting our distinguished chief guest, Mr. Vikram S Kirloskar, and our Director of IMT Ghaziabad, Dr. Vishal Talwar, to kindly light our beautiful traditional lamp and formally inaugurate Convocation 2022, please. The diya, when lit, emits light, derives energy. It is this very energy which is a life force which sustains us. Each wick being lit today is passed from one to another, symbolizing the sharing of knowledge. Each wick being lit today is a prayer for global peace and solidarity. Thank you very much, distinguished chief guest, and thank you very much, Director IMT Ghaziabad, for doing the honors. And now that the beautiful lamp has been lit, as is customary and auspicious, we begin the proceedings of the convocation with the rendering of the Saraswati Vandana, where we invoke the goddess Saraswati, the goddess of learning and knowledge, to bless and guide us for the success of all our future endeavors. I'd like to invite Ankit, Abhishek, Smriti, Akash, Charuta, and Giriraj, students of IMT Ghaziabad, to kindly render the Saraswati Vandana, please.
Saraswati Sharade, Ma Saraswati Sharade, Poon is ajnaan udar se, Poon is ajnaan udar se, Veena paani taar de, विष्णु गजानन जिन चरणों को सेवते ओ सूर्य ब्रह्म शिव विष्णु गजानन जिन चरणों को सेवते हम शिशु हैं अज्ञानी माता इन चरणों का प्यार दे वीणा पाणी तार दे तार दे तार दे माँ सरस्वती शारदे माँ सरस्वती शारदे 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 शारदे
Thank you, students, for wonderfully rendering the invocation song, the Saraswati Vandana. Ladies and gentlemen, the Souvenir Convocation 2022 has been published to commemorate this auspicious occasion. It is my privilege to request our chief guest, Shri Vikram S Kirloskar, to formally release the souvenir on this occasion, please. Thank you very much, gentlemen. It is now my privilege to introduce Dr. Vishal Talwar, Director, IMT Ghaziabad. Prior to this, Dr. Talwar was Director of the Innovation and Entrepreneurship and Dean for Innovation and Dean for the School of Management at the Hero Group's educational venture, BML Munjal University. In the past, he served at various leadership roles, including head of campus at the SP Jain School of Global Management. He was earlier based in the United Kingdom for almost 12 years at institutions such as the London School of Economics in the Department of Management, as well as the Henley Business School, University of Reading. He was nominated for the Silver Medal at the Market Research Society Awards in the United Kingdom. This award is given to the best paper in a particular year published in the International Journal of Market Research. Whilst at Henley, Dr. Talwar received the award for contribution to teaching and learning. This award is given to those who go beyond and contribute to the development of the student cohorts. An avid teacher and marketing academic, having published at the FT50 level, Dr. Talwar is a PhD from Alliance Manchester Business School, University of Manchester. I now invite Dr. Vishal Talwar, Director, IMT Ghaziabad, to kindly present the annual report for the academic year 2021-2022, please. Let's give him a warm round of applause.
Thank you, ma'am. Shri Vikram Kirloskar, Chairman and Managing Director, Kirloskar Systems Pvt Ltd. Vice Chairman, Toyota Kirloskar Motors Pvt Ltd. Chief Mentor of the IMT Group, Shri Kamalnathji. Members of the Governing Council and the Board of Governors, Shri Dipankar Chatterjee. Distinguished guests, distinguished alumni, respected faculty, staff, and officers of IMT Ghaziabad, parents, and my dear graduating students. The excitement of a convocation, of wearing your gowns, of dress rehearsals, and visiting your hostel blocks was so palpable. It transports us back many, many years. Thanks very much for being here. You are our inspiration. IMT Ghaziabad has emerged stronger from several unprecedented challenges faced by the COVID-affected world in the last 2.5 years. We've been resetting and reimagining the management education landscape with far greater levels of flexibility, agility, and resilience. With a renewed commitment to a vision of enabling growth-oriented business leaders, your alma mater has taken a transformative approach to pedagogy, assessment, and the nature of the programs that we do. The relentless efforts made by your faculty to achieve academic excellence has culminated in IMT Ghaziabad being re-accredited by AACSB, the gold standard as far as accreditation is concerned in the world, in 2021. I must add here that AACSB in the review was appreciative of many aspects. One particular aspect that strikes us a great deal is the strides we've made in high quality research, which is comparable to other global institutions. Of course, the Institute provides an excellent ecosystem to conduct high impact research. During the last 3 academic years, our faculty members have published more than 230 papers in high repute journals, including within Financial Times top 50 as well as A-star publications. 64 case studies, 10 books, 19 book chapters, and numerous articles in newspapers and magazines. The focus, ladies and gentlemen, on impact-oriented research will continue and can only get stronger. I'm confident this will keep pushing us into higher echelons. Our students have always been at the core of what we do. They have consistently brought laurels and recognition to IMT Ghaziabad through excelling in several international and national competitions, such as the Global Bloomberg Trading Challenge, the Farmeasy Health Wizards, Strat Agri, Mintra Style Biz, TVS Eurogrip Torque, HUL Lime, and many, many more. We thank you all for your energy, students, and the contribution to IMT Ghaziabad, and are hoping that this co-creation of impact will continue as you transition into your role as proud alumni. Speaking about our alumni, we are very thrilled to learn about your achievements in various spheres, whether in the corporate world or as entrepreneurs. A strong and ever evolving base of alumni have been leaving their positive footprint globally. We are related to know that IMT Ghaziabad alumni, Surendra Mehta, Aditya Sareen, and Yuvraj Srivastav featured as Economic Times HR thought leaders. Sanjeev Bhatt was recognized as a top business growth leader, and Bhavna Mittal was recognized as a global woman of worth by the Women Leadership Congress. In the convocation today, we recognize 2 such trailblazing young alumni, Ms. Divya Khimani Vadera, batch of 2008, and Mr. Agragesh Ramani, batch of 2016. We also have in our midst a lot of other alumni, Mr. Mukesh Kakkar, and of course his family. We got Mr. Rajat Mittal, we got Mr. Gaurav Dhupar, and we got Himani Sikarwar. Thank you very much for being here today. To all the alumni out there, we will always be your greatest cheerleaders and well-wishers come what may happen. The continuous endeavor of IMT Ghaziabad to reinvent management education is also evident from the progressive ascent of IMT Ghaziabad in the rankings of some of the most robust ranking agencies in the country. This year, for example, Times of India ranked us 2nd in the private business school category and 4th amongst all business schools in the country. We are now setting our sights higher and laying the foundation for competing in global rankings as we go forward. Placements at IMT Ghaziabad this year saw a resurgence post coming out of the shadow. The final placement for the class of 2022 broke a number of records in terms of the time taken, in terms of the average package, in terms of the highest CTC. We saw a 23% increase in the average annual compensation, an increase in the top 10 percentile, an increase in the top 25 percentile. Great job, very encouraging. I would like to thank the entire placement team, placement committee, and all the faculty out there without whom this would not have been possible. Now, let's work together and build on this much further. Going forward, you'll hear a lot more from us in the entrepreneurship and innovation space. We owe it to the ecosystem, we owe it to the country, we owe it to the students that we contribute to the startup ecosystem. I would urge our alumni to work along with us on that front. According to the State of Accreditation report by the AACSB, the fastest growing fields in the last few years has been data analytics, up by 260%, quantitative methods up by 70%, and of course, strategic management up by another 50%. What does this tell us? It tells us a lot of change is in the offing as far as management education is concerned. Keeping this in mind, IMT Ghaziabad has set up the Center for Data Science to build an ecosystem to impart data-driven problem solving in business analytics, machine learning, artificial intelligence, but with a lot of clear application within all the domains that we serve: operations, marketing, finance, HR. The Center for Enterprise and Business Improvement has been very, very active in the last year, catering to the industry projects for faculty and students. Keeping in mind societal benefit optimization as a key theme for us to contribute to the wider society, and the firm belief that management education can be a vehicle for social good, our sustainability and social responsibility initiative, as well as our sports research center, have been doing some amazing work to reduce the inequity that exists around us. To provide global exposure to faculty and students, the International Relations Committee has tied up with 53 international business schools who are either double or triple crown accredited. In order to leverage the growing potential of online courses, IMT Ghaziabad has tied up with Coursera to provide all the IMT faculty members, staff, and students with 24/7 free access to more than 6,000 online courses of various domains and denominations. This collaboration will help faculty and students complement the in-classroom teaching and learning experience and provide a lot of access to certifications, professional or otherwise, offered by the likes of Google, Microsoft, Meta, IBM, Salesforce, etc. In order to continuously upgrade and upskill the faculty with new age concepts, methods, and teaching pedagogy, IMT Ghaziabad set up the Center for Faculty Development in 2021. The CFD, as we call it, works on 4 tracks: research excellence, teaching excellence, leadership excellence, and of course, we have a good mentor buddy mentee program to help a lot of the new faculty coming in into IMT Ghaziabad to integrate faster. Friends, this is a momentous day for all of us, considering that it was back in 2019 when we last celebrated something like what we are doing today. A lot has happened in this world of ours since then, and history will record these events as a never before challenge to humanity, as well as a time when human beings came together for a deeper cause. Every household will have a story to tell of despair, of hope, and of winning against all odds. We have gathered today to celebrate your individual successes and collectively as an ode to the human spirit. Everyone here at IMT Ghaziabad is proud of each one of you and of what you achieved so far. We're indeed ecstatic about your journey ahead. Your learning, your skills, your networks, your holistic approach, and most of all, your sensitivity towards society and the environment as a whole will help you differentiate yourselves as IMTians. I would urge you to build further on your beliefs and focus on substance and not possibly just on subsistence. Take every challenge in your stride, and most of all, commit yourself to continuously imbibing new learning, new tools, and most of all, develop an eclectic approach to problem solving. The changes we see are possibly just the tip of the iceberg. Never be cynical or fearful of renewing and reinventing yourselves. Progressive disruption is a reality, whether we refer to individuals, institutions of learning, or the corporate world in general. I use the word progressive to allude to continuity as well as betterment. IMT Ghaziabad will keep transforming, and it will keep its tryst with contemporary management education as its incessant goal. Business schools and higher education in general are at the crossroads. The changes being ushered in from a regulatory standpoint, The rapidly changing expectations in terms of format, content, inclusivity, diversity, access will push a lot of changes as we go forward, the way we've always seen business schools and management education in general. The issues today are far more complex, and business schools have to play out of their skins to deal with them. Rest assured, IMT Ghaziabad will play out of its skin to be able to assure that. You'll keep changing too, to evolve into better human beings and enviable professionals. Your urge to leave an indelible mark will spur you to greater heights, new careers, and new locations. At IMT, we believe that this change increases the relevance of a good business education. The skill set it enables, the analytical orientation, the problem-solving capability, decision-making, leadership and social influence, emotional intelligence. All this is very important as we plan for the next many years of our economic lives. The changed world will require new messages, new leadership, new narratives, new skills. It will require management graduates to stand up for the challenge. Ladies and gentlemen, it will require you to stand up to the challenge. Well, thus begins an enhanced phase of our relationship. Do drop in to your alma mater when you get an opportunity. We would love to hear about your pursuits and your efforts in bringing about a change in the world that we are living in. In closing, I would ask all graduates to join me in a round of applause for family members, friends, and faculty who've helped you reach where you are today. And to those in the audience, please join me in saluting our graduates of 2022. Here's wishing everyone the very, very best. Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed. Our director, IMT Ghaziabad there, Dr. Vishal Talwar, presenting the annual report for the academic year 2021-2022. And thank you very much for your address, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, I take the privilege of introducing Mr. Kamal Nath, the chief mentor of IMT Group, who is unable to join us today because of a sudden important engagement. Mr. Kamal Nath, as we all know, is deeply admired and revered by every member of the IMT community. Mr. Kamal Nath, former Chief Minister of Madhya Pradesh, is India's senior-most member of Parliament, having been elected for 9 terms since 1980. Being the senior-most member of Parliament, he served as Speaker pro tem and administered oath to the newly elected members. He served as a member of the Parliamentary Standing Committee on Commerce and also a member of the consultative committees for the Ministry of Finance and the Ministry of Corporate Affairs. He was India's Minister for Urban Development and Parliamentary Affairs till May 2014. In his capacity as the Honorable Minister of Parliamentary Affairs, Mr. Kamal Nath was responsible for the smooth conduct of both the houses of Parliament. From May 2009 to January 2011, he was a member and the Minister of Road Transport and Highways. In his portfolio as the Minister of Road Transport and Highways from 2009 to 2011, Mr. Kamal Nath paced the national highway development and also introduced a new national permit system for goods vehicles. As Commerce and Industry Minister of India from 2004 to 2009, Mr. Kamal Nath enunciated India's first comprehensive foreign trade policy in 2004, laying out a coherent roadmap with the twin focus on exports as well as employment. His firm grasp of economic issues and refined diplomatic skills were evident in the World Trade Organization negotiations. From 1995 to 1996, Mr. Kamal Nath was the Textiles Minister of India. He was first inducted into the Union Council of Ministers in 1991 as Minister for Environment and Forests. During his 4-year tenure as Minister of Environment and Forests of India, Mr. Nath made a remarkable contribution to the enunciation and development of the national policy on ecological conservation and the abatement of pollution. His policy initiatives include the establishment of environment tribunals, the concept of environment audit, special measures for the further protection and conservation of fauna and as flora, and the establishment of environment brigades and afforestation brigades. He enunciated global concepts on environmental tariffs and conceptualized global emission quotas. At the Earth Summit in Rio in 1992, Mr. Kamal Nath emerged as one of the chief spokesmen for developing countries and contributed significantly to the contours of the Climate Change Convention, the Biodiversity Conservation Convention, and the Forestry Agreement. He joined the Indian National Congress Party in 1968 as a youth worker and was elected to the parliament from the Chhindwara constituency for the first time in 1980. He has won parliamentary elections from the constituency 9 times. Mr. Kamal Nath was educated at the prestigious Doon School and subsequently obtained his bachelor's degree in commerce from St. Xavier's College, Calcutta. In 2006, Jabalpur University conferred on him an honorary doctorate in recognition of his remarkable contribution to public life. Mr. Kamal Nath has immensely contributed to higher education in his capacity earlier as president of the Governing Council of IMT and now as the dynamic chief mentor of the IMT group of institutions. So we have a pre-recorded message by Mr. Kamal Nath, which will show on your screens right now.
Honorable Chief Guest and my friend, Shri Vikram Kirloskar, Dr. Vishal Talwar, Director IMT, Dr. Amit Sareen, Dean IMT, parents, media, alumni, faculty, staff, and most importantly, my dear convocants. Much as I wanted to participate today, I am unable to do so because of very important commitments in Madhya Pradesh. My heart and mind go out to you and particularly to Shri Vikram Kirloskar. Today is a landmark, a day that marks your formal completion of the Postgraduate Diploma in Management program, a day that sets all the nightmares of the pandemic to rest, a day that shines bright due to the sheer joy of finally being able to meet together. I am delighted to be addressing you on this August day. It is my proud privilege to introduce the chief guest for the day, Shri Vikram Kirloskar, born in 1958, grandson of the late Mr. S.L. Kirloskar, Bachelor in Science in Mechanical Engineering, the MIT class of 1981. Vikram is the 4th generation member of the Kirloskar Group, started in 1888. The Kirloskar Group manufactures pumps, engines and compressors, and other related products. Vikram is the chairman and managing director of Kirloskar Systems Pvt Ltd and vice chairman of Toyota Kirloskar Motor. He lives in Bangalore in Karnataka and is responsible for partnering the Toyota Group and starting a major automobile manufacturing industry in the state. For this, he has been recognized by the government and presented with the Suvarna Karnataka Award. Vikram started working in the family business after college, initially in production engineering. He designed and developed many processes and machine tools early in his career. He was involved in opening the import licensing for capital equipment while serving on the government's Development Council for Machine Tools in the late 80s. He also served as the president of the Central Manufacturing Institute in Bangalore. He was also elected as president of the Society of Indian Automobiles Manufacturers during 2013 and 15. He was president of Confederation of Indian Industry, CII, during 2019-20, and currently the chairman of the CII Council on Making Manufacturing Future Ready, and the CII Task Force on Green Hydrogen. He is involved in many activities at MIT and serves on the Educational Council. Vikram also serves on the board of trustees of the Rhode Island School of Design. He is conferred with the Indian Institute of Metals JRD Tata Award 2020 for his excellence in corporate leadership in metallurgical industries. On a personal front, my friend Vikram likes wine and enjoys cooking and good food. And I'm witness to that in his house in Bangalore many times. Both he and his wife Gitanjali golf regularly and spend a lot of time traveling and exploring. They have a daughter and a grandson who holds their heart. I thank Shri Vikram Kirloskar for sparing his precious time this afternoon today and agreeing to grace the occasions. The last 3 years changed the way of life forever. Business saw an overnight disruption. Our approach towards our families and largely towards life underwent a complete transition. The familiar ways of working, communicating, meeting, shopping, or in short, living, gave way to a world where the virtual is the real world and the metaverse is the new universe. We started talking about and imbibing empathy like never before. Society at large came together to collectively push and back the looming uncertainty and the panic caused by the pandemic. Nevertheless, amidst this great reset of priorities, there is a renaissance of sorts when it comes to professional skill sets and trades. You were courageous enough to continue with your education, determined to let the fire in your belly burning so as to make the best use of the situation and grow professionally. Once again, agility, resilience, creativity, compassion, and balance have turned out to be winning qualities. It is no mean feat that your efforts have paid off today. My heartiest congratulations to you and your family members who stood by you in these tough times. I note with satisfaction that your beloved institution has done everything possible to inculcate them in you by a recalibration of pedagogy and content. And as they say, opportunity favors a prepared mind. IMT Ghaziabad is proud to be a key contributor of leadership talent to the corporate world. While you will be leading your organizations and teams, do not forget that you're responsible for providing leadership to yourself and society too. Our professional success is sustainable only when we are net givers to our environment and society. These lessons were learned by the world the hard way during the last few years. I also remind you of how having a balance between our professional life and personal well-being was driven by the events in the last 3 years. Each cohort of convocants developed its own collective memory. The memories of working together and having fun together are going to remain with you forever. I take this opportunity to urge you to stay tuned to the IMT diaspora and be a pillar of strength and support to each other and hopefully to your alma mater too. In your career, your vision has to be microscopic and telescopic. This is the world today. You have to be sensitive towards the environment and social obligations. This has to be a hallmark of your career. What you gain in a classroom is only a fraction of what you need. The most extensive classroom is outside the classroom, and this is the classroom of knowledge. Being literate is different to being knowledgeable. Acquiring knowledge till your last breath is what will be the pointer to your success. My dear convocants, I am sanguine that your preparation is the state of the art among your peers from elsewhere. I have no doubt that once again and very soon, we will have your success stories pouring in from all across. I wish you all a meaningful life ahead. Godspeed.
What a wonderful address made by Mr. Kamal Nath, the chief mentor of the IMT group of institutions. Thank you very much, sir, for the wonderful address that you've just addressed to the convocants of this year. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now my honor and indeed a privilege in inviting our honorable chief guest, Mr. Vikram S Kirloskar, to kindly deliver the Convocation Address 2022. May we request all of you to welcome him and give him a warm round of applause.
Mr. D. Chatterjee, Vice Chairman, Governing Council of the Institute of Management Technology, Mr. Vishal, Talwar, and of course, unfortunately, Kamal is not here, and I'm certainly missing him. Please convey my warm regards to him. Esteemed members of the Board of Governors of IMT, distinguished guests, parents, family members of students, faculty, staff, members of the media fraternity, and of course, my dear graduating students. I feel very honored to be invited here. It's not often one gets a chance to speak with bright young people who have worked very hard through a tough COVID time and are up ready for graduation, looking forward to a brand new career. Let me start by congratulating all of you for your hard work in the last 2 years and wish you all the best for the future. I'd also like to congratulate this institution. It's 40 years old. And when I came in and I looked at the building, I said, what a wonderful building, what a wonderful campus, and what a wonderful institution. So clean inside. You know, it reminds me of Mr. Kamal Nath. I've spent in the little times I've spent with him, he always wants everything perfect. We've traveled around the world to various Indian embassies while he was a minister, and he would check every nook and corner of the embassy to make sure everything was perfect. He's a perfectionist by heart, and you can see it when you come here. Congratulations on this wonderful campus. When trying to think of what I should say and what has made an impact on me in the last few years, what's been the deepest impact on me? And actually it has been this COVID. Last 3 years of COVID has made a very, very deep impact on the way I think, the way I think of the world, the way I think of India, the way I think of society. I was president of CII when COVID started. So it was what would have been a term of traveling all over India and all over the world with various delegations and meeting various dignitaries and political leaders and industry leaders around the world, turned out to be sitting at home in front of several TV screens and talking with various people, whether it was government or our associates, all afternoon, and getting on the television at night or talking on television at night. At the end of the whole thing, I kept thinking, especially in the last 6 months, which country has done better in COVID for its people, for its economy, and for its society, and for its institutions better than India? We have seen a lot of criticism of what all happened and some of the mistakes that have happened at various places. But in the overall picture, after 2.5, 3 years, I kept asking myself, and I asked many people, especially people who wrote critical articles on India, tell me which country has done better. And one strange answer I got was, oh, we should live to a higher standard. I said, no, that's not what I'm asking. So we've really done well compared to the rest of the world, I personally feel. And I kept thinking, why is it that we have done so well? And what I saw through my interaction on video conferencing with the government, industry, society leaders, in trying to keep the logistics in the country going, everyone working together. This was the most amazing cooperation between government, civil society, and the trade. And that's part of the reason that we could do well as a country. This was also a time when the entire society, from the smallest person to the richest industry, tried their best in helping others, helping people who are in trouble at whatever level they could do. Our chief minister in Karnataka, our present chief minister, he had converted his whole house into an ICU. But that's at one level. But there were shopkeepers, there were small restaurants who were feeding people. The gentleman who brought me from the airport, he's a marketing professor. I was asking about the rural, what happened about the rural market. And he said during COVID, he said the lower end, especially in the rural area, people had a system, ecosystem which supported them when they went through this difficult time. And therefore we survived. So I think one of the biggest learnings of COVID, I think for the country, was we were able to get civil society, industry, and government working together with mutual trust and respect. And that is why we could do well. We are in a better economic situation. We didn't print so much money. We could vaccinate everyone. It's not just because of government in the center. I think it's because of everyone around the country. Everyone supported. So that was my big thought process and big thinking or big learning for me during COVID. I looked at my own career. I came out of college in '81. I came back to India. I was fortunate that my father lived in a factory colony. So right from a young age, I had the opportunity to go into a factory, learn about machines. I was very familiar with machines. I could operate most of them before I even went to high school and before I went to college. I had the opportunity to work in various different kind of jobs right through college in America, right from serving and working for a professor and melting metal and all kinds of things. I worked in various places, got a lot of experience. And when I came back, and I think of my career, I've been working for 41 years. I sort of break it up into two parts of 20 years, 20 years, 20 years. And the next 20 years, I keep thinking of what I will do. But when I came back in '81, India was a highly protected country with industrial licensing. I joined Kirloskar Cummins. I was working at Cummins. I joined Kirloskar Cummins. We had a so-called marketing department, but actually it was an allocation department because there were people waiting outside for engines, for generating sets or other applications. And essentially it was an allocation department. It was the same thing with all our companies. I moved then into machine tools. I spent half my time in Delhi in Udyog Bhavan trying to get approval for licenses. Price was never an issue, but how to make the thing was the issue. We couldn't import anything. So when we talk of this Atmanirbhar, I remember right from the beginning, it was always we had to make everything, design and make everything in-house because you just couldn't import anything. And we rarely talked about price, cost, or competitiveness. Literally, whatever we made got sold. There was always a shortage of industrial product. There was always an allocation system rather than a marketing system. And that suddenly changed towards the end of my 20 years. And we were really not so well prepared for it. When India sold gold, Manmohan Singh was the finance minister, Mr. Narasimha Rao was the prime minister. And when India sold gold, because we were broke, and we had to open the market and let money come in and let the rupee float. I remember it used to be 10 rupees, a dollar when I came back from school. And rupee started dropping. Imports suddenly got very expensive. It was complete mayhem. And we were really worried, are we going to survive or not? And the whole thinking changed from where I used to be very happy being an engineer. I didn't really care about the rest of the professions because whatever I could design, I could sell, whatever the cost was. I was selling across the world as well. A lot of my products, I was exporting 50–60% of them. And suddenly you come into a situation where you're competing with the rest of the world. Price matters, cost matters, quality matters, delivery matters, everything matters. How you talk with the customer matters. And that was a huge, huge change. And we had to relearn ourselves. I think to a large extent, Indian industry did pretty well going through this change. I chased Toyota Motor at that time and the Toyota Group primarily to understand how a large manufacturing company works from the inside. So we can learn from them and use it in the rest of our group. The changeover wasn't without pain. We had to merge companies, close businesses, see what was viable, not viable. And whatever we did, I think in hindsight, in spite of in hindsight, everything is wrong. Every decision you've taken, most of the time you can find a mistake with it. But I think we've emerged out of it stronger than we ever were. So when the couple of learnings from my career, my first 20 years, second 20 years. My first 20 years, I was very arrogant that I was a super duper engineer. I didn't care what the accountant thought, what someone else thought. Then suddenly got into the competitive age, and then you find now I don't walk around I don't take a decision without my HR guy or my finance guy next to me. I think the biggest importance is that we have to respect all the different aspects of a business. All of you guys are going to be joining a business. There are different areas of a business, different expertises, and all expertises are required to be done well, to make it a successful business and to grow in your career. Second thing, main thing I learned was I had to keep learning. I had to continuously keep learning. You make a mistake, something goes wrong, you have to get over it, learn from it, and make sure it doesn't happen again. That's the only way you can progress in your career as you go ahead. And the third thing, especially this was from Toyota, was building up mutual trust and respect. People talk a lot about Toyota production system, how we produce such high quality cars around the world and what is Toyota production system. And the base of Toyota production system is mutual trust and respect. It cannot work without mutual trust and respect because we work in a supply chain and we have to trust the supplier that he will supply everything correctly with high quality. And the supplier has to trust the buyer that he will accept it and pay him on time. And that's the essential of mutual trust and respect in what is Toyota production system, which makes Toyota production system work. And once you have the mutual trust and respect in a system like this, then you can continuously improve the quality, the productivity, and therefore the value to the customer. In our factories, anyone is able to stop production. If he thinks there's something wrong, anyone can stop it. He doesn't have to ask anyone. And it happens once a day, twice a day, very often. Because we respect everyone to stop and not let the problem go forward and not go forward to a customer. And that's how we work. That's how we try to build up a culture. If we as a country have to go ahead and be competitive in the world, quality is going to be the most important thing to make India a big economic power, in my belief. I've seen this. Where we fail, it's always out of bad quality, something not done properly, some jadugar, something in how you do work, trying to take a shortcut. We have to build this country, and we have to build it only on quality. When you go to work, please think about that. The last thing I'll just quickly talk about is what I've learned is, this is pre-COVID, we started working on the environment. We started working on the environment starting right from outdoor defecation, which Mr. Modi came up with. We had started that work earlier, and building toilets and all that. But what we learned on the whole toilet, it started with the toilet situation. What we learned was we could make the toilet program work if we educated all the students. It had to be educated them about toilet use, the cleanliness of it, what's important for health. And at some point in one of the villages surrounding us, a lot of children, led by one young girl, went on strike with their parents, saying that if they didn't build a toilet in their house, they will stop, they will go on fast. And that changed our whole idea of how to do some of these interventional changes. Interventional change like the toilets required a behavior change in people. And we use this behavior change concept also in greening our whole operations, making them environmentally friendly, where we taught our entire workforce on what is the harm from carbon and other dangerous chemicals in the air, and what each one as an individual can do about it, how it will affect their families, how it will affect the country. And over a period, I think now it's almost 12, 15 years, we've been able to bring I think we have the greenest car factory in the world. We produce an Innova or Fortuner with the least amount of electricity per vehicle. We produce it all from green power, all renewable power. We use zero fresh water. Everything is recirculated and rainwater harvesting. We have zero emissions of any kind. All our waste is treated biologically, etc., etc. We hardly use any plastics. And actually it saves a lot of money, frankly. It's the return on investment on green has been like 2 years, 3 years, 1 year, 2 years. It's been fantastic. But it's all come out of a change in behavior rather than some mega technology input. So I think when we look at our environment problem, our climate change issues, of course, there is going to be investment in technology, but we need to change our behavior. And I think climate change is going to be one of the biggest things facing us in the years to come. And as young students who are coming into work, please think about it. Please see how you can teach people about the environment and what each one as an individual can do something about. It's very, very important as we go along. When I came back from college, my grandfather, SLK Kamalnath ji just mentioned him. He graduated from MIT also in 1926. So I used to ask him, what was it like when you came back, especially when India started getting more competitive? He said this whole barrier stuff started after the Second World War. Until then, everything was free market. Earlier on, it was even more free market. India was very, very predominantly free market, completely in the private sector and quite competitive with whatever they did, whether it was a farmer, a vegetable supplier. And all these controls later on have made us uncompetitive, industrial licensing and things, which then started opening up. I asked, when I came back, it was hard to get a telephone line. Now we can get telephone lines. So the world is continuously evolving. It's changing faster and faster as we go along. And that's one of the challenges all of you are going to be faced with. You're going to be faced with challenges of governance in your jobs. And after 40 years, what I have learned is, what is governance to me and ethics? What I do at work, can I proudly talk about it at home to my wife and daughter? If I can, I'm okay in terms of governance and ethics. Very, very simple. If I just try to follow the rules and I can't say this at home, then that has no meaning. I'm within the rules, but I can't talk about it. That has no meaning. So I've talked a lot of serious stuff, but work is not just serious. Work is also a lot of fun. You make friends at work, you can party, you must do that. You must learn other things besides your work, learn history, learn geography, learn the humanities, watch movies, dance, have fun. Don't live life without fun. All the best to you. Congratulations. All the best in your career. Thank you very much.
What a wonderful convocation address made by our distinguished chief guest, Shri Vikram S Kirloskar. I think each one of us, including the students, of course, have got so many takeaways from his address. We've got sustainability, we've got climate change, we've got the girl child, we've got so many things, CSR, so many important takeaways that we've learned from his wonderful convocation address, and also to have fun. So that I said right at the beginning that we really need to have fun during the convocation ceremony, but keep the sobriety of the convocation going. Thank you once again, distinguished chief guest, Shri Vikram S Kirloskar, for being here with us today, spending your time and gracing us with your presence. I now request Shri Vikram S Kirloskar to award medals to the first and the second rank holders graduating from the academic programs of 2022 at IMT Ghaziabad. May I request you, sir, to kindly step in front of the stage together with the director of IMT Ghaziabad, please. So I'd really like you to applaud and give a huge round of applause to all the medal holders today. So the overall highest CGPA in the two-year program, ladies and gentlemen, the gold medal for marketing goes to Dhruv Agarwal. The gold medal for the full-time stream goes to Yukti Chabra. The silver medal for full-time stream goes to Jadav Omkar Ghansham. The silver medal for the finance stream goes to Pranav Dhingra. The gold medal for marketing goes to Dhruv Agarwal. The silver medal for marketing goes to Saptarshi Mazumdar. The silver medal for marketing goes to Shikha Kalpesh Desai. The gold medal for the dual country program goes to Navjot Singh. The silver medal for the dual country program goes to Ria Singh Jadaun. The silver medal for banking and financial services goes to Achal Basandrai. And the gold medal for PGDM executive program goes to Shubham Gaurav. Let's give all the medal winners a warm round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, I have now the privilege in saying something about the Young Alumnus Achiever Award. Introduced in the year 2019, the Young Alumni Achiever Award felicitates the alums who have achieved great heights and recognition in the early stages of their careers and are an inspiration to IMT students, past and present. This year, the Institute has decided to confer the Young Alumnus Achiever Award to two of its alumni, Mr. Agragesh Ramani and Ms. Divya Khemani Vadera. I'd like to first introduce Mr. Agragesh Ramani. In early 2020, the world got engulfed by an unknown disease which came to be known as COVID-19. It was an inferno spreading from person to person, nation to nation, and no one was spared. India, a developing country, was particularly vulnerable to the spread of COVID-19, considering our poor health facilities and the vast, diverse population this landscape holds. Amidst the uncertainty, the youth of India was getting ready to face upcoming challenges. And in between all that, there was an upcoming startup, Acra No Life, based out of Chennai, started by Dr. Avinash Ramani, co-founder and CSO in 2017, and later joined by Agragesh Ramani in February 2019. Mr. Agragesh Ramani is an alumnus of IMT Ghaziabad, 2016 batch, always believed in the mantra, do big or do nothing. He went on to rigorously follow it by setting the aim of Acrono Life to build a patient-centric and technology-driven solution to help improve the lives of all chronic patients. Under his guidance as CEO, he launched COVID Quick, an RT lamp-based COVID-19 test kit. It is a crucial innovation in our nation's fight against COVID-19, as it does not require complex lab equipment and provides findings in 30 to 40 minutes. Acrono Life was one of the two firms chosen by ICMR to produce and expand this test across the country. His leadership and managerial skills left the company's momentous invention to be appreciated by the nation's Minister of Health, Dr. Mansukh Mandaviya, as a brilliant example of scientific vigor and innovation capabilities of an Atma Nirbhar Bharat. The shining moment for Mr. Agragesh and actional life came when he was awarded as a young social entrepreneur for his contributions to innovations in genomics tests and RT-LAMP COVID-19 tests and kits by the Honorable President of India, Shri Ramnath Kovind. Looking back at his journey, he obtained his Bachelor of Engineering in Electronics and Instrumentation from the prestigious Anna University and pursued PGDM DCP, that's a dual country program, from IMT Ghaziabad. At IMT, he was actively involved in multiple student bodies, including the Placement Committee, Entrepreneurship Cell, and the Corporate Committee. His exposure and learning at IMT made him into an entrepreneur and an innovator that he is today. We hold immense satisfaction in the motto, learners become leaders at IMT. And Mr. Agragesh is one of our proudest examples. It is Mr. Agragesh's strong belief in the power of ideas that made him transition into the field of entrepreneurship from a manager at nearby.com. And he had an illustrious corporate career, starting a little internet after graduating from IMT and completing an almost 3-year stint there as a manager before moving to nearby.com. Mr. Agragesh always had a spark that ignites a fire for an idea which leads to the next big thing. He firmly believes that technology coupled with efficient management is what it takes for an organization to excel. We congratulate Mr. Agragesh Ramani for his achievements and contribution towards making this world a better place and hope to see Actonor Life achieve new heights. We at IMT are proud of him and his contribution to society. May I now request Mr. Vikram S Kirloskar to felicitate Mr. Agragesh Ramani, please. And I now request Mr. Agragesh Ramani to address the graduating batch of 2022, please.
Good afternoon to all. Thanks, members of the governing board, Dr. Talwar, and chief guest, Mr. Vikram. So, as I mentioned, right, 2 years in IMT can be built in a sprint or as a marathon. And some of the key values that helped me navigate my entire career so far and the future which we have envisioned revolves around few words, but they carry a lot of meaning. I'm sure all of you would have heard about these words many times, but these are like purpose of your life, purpose behind what you're doing and for whom you're doing or for whatever you're doing for. And then that comes with passion, because purpose drives the passions to do it. And then this requires perseverance, because no one actually becomes successful overnight. Even an overnight success usually takes decades worth of perseverance and hard work. And these are some of the 3 particular words, particular aspects, which gives you the progress that you need. And apart from this, family is of extremely great value. And my parents are here, and I couldn't have done what I have done today without my parents' support. 2016, immediately when I passed out, my elder brother is the scientist. He started the company, and both of us quitting our career and joining a startup, working towards a problem which, of course, is of high merit for chronic conditions, takes a lot of toll and a lot of unknowns and uncharted territory comes in, and that's where your family supports. And along with that, in the 2 years that you're in IMT, you will gain different perspective you would have got, and these perspective can be used in different problem statements that you would be coming across in your career, both in terms of business or you're starting a new venture in every aspect. And these choices and these perspective one can inculcate and navigate towards a solution, which will help create these progresses and help you navigate the way forward. So primary thing which I wanted to, I'm thankful for all, is to have that purpose defined on what you're doing and making sure that helps a lot of people. For us, it's helping impact a positive way 1 billion lives. And we have done so because in our own company, in our family, we have faced different chronic conditions in our past. And that actually motivated us to make sure that we are able to help people. And all the other aspects and outcomes are just a byproduct when you help a lot of people. And that's became our gradual purpose of this company, which I've started as along with my life as well. So have a purpose, have a defined way, and persevere to achieve that purpose, and then progress, and your passion driving it, and your progress will follow. Thanks.
Our heartiest congratulations to Mr. Agrigesh Ramani for making his alma mater proud. I'd now like to introduce the other winner of the Young Achievers Alumnus Award 2022, Ms. Divya Khemani Vadera. Ms. Divya Khemani Vadera, batch of 2008, is the Director, Strategic Growth Partnership at Microsoft. She's a leader, an innovator, and passionate about learning. Not one to shy away from unconventional choices, she has demonstrated history of establishing new business verticals and building new age technology partnerships. Ms. Khemani kicked off her career by taking up the challenge of launching and building small and medium enterprise business vertical at Vodafone. Her willingness to explore and learn about various domains lead her to her next adventure, ushering in the era of IoT, or Internet of Things. Divya has been instrumental in establishing the IoT practice for Vodafone in India, where she successfully launched the first of its kind automotive telecom partnership to launch connected cars with various OEMs in India, orchestrated innovations in the field of medicine by launching connected medical devices such as glucometers in diabetic care. During her illustrious and accolade-filled decade-long stint at Vodafone, Ms. Khemani drove growth and partnership upwards at an unprecedented rate. Her brilliance was not without recognition, as she's been awarded multiple individual and team awards, such as winner of Strike Force in 2014, Vodafone's annual reward for best performers across business verticals, winner of the best employee for the year 2013. She was also recognized as one of the top 25 high potential female candidates at Vodafone and offered Vodafone's Bold Red Leadership Program, which she subsequently successfully graduated from in 2017-2018. In 2019, she joined Meta, that's Facebook, as growth manager for Express Wi-Fi program, where she was instrumental in driving Meta's connectivity initiatives to help bridge the digital divide across the country and bring more people online by proliferation of Wi-Fi. Here she spearheaded partnership with key ISPs across the country, making India a leading region for connectivity initiatives at Meta. As a business leader who works towards impact at scale, she was also instrumental in building and launching industry-wide initiatives such as Broadband India's Forums Connectivity's Accelerator Program for startups powered by Meta. This industry event was designed to support government initiative of PM Wani aimed at Wi-Fi proliferation, and it successfully invigorated the connectivity ecosystem and saw participation from 100+ connectivity startups across India. In her last stint at Meta, she was strategic partner manager, telecom ecosystem, where she played a key role in consolidating and building partnership across Meta's family of apps. That's Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp, with telecom partners in India, further enabling and building new business and revenue models for their growth. May I now request Mr. Vikram S Kirloskar to felicitate Ms. Divya Kemani Vadera, please. Congratulations. And I now request Ms. Divya Kemani Vadera to kindly address the graduating batch of 2022, please.
Good afternoon, everyone. Esteemed Chief Guest here, faculty, students, and of course, family and friends. Bear with me, I'm still trying to soak in the moment. It does not feel real to be back to my home ground, my learning ground, which shaped me, groomed me, equipped me with the tools that I would need to navigate and build a career. I'm humbled, truly grateful for this recognition, an opportunity to be among all of you and share some of my thoughts as you embark on a journey of your own. Well, I'm mindful, this is your moment. This is the moment that you've all been working so hard for, your convocation. I can feel the excitement, and I'm not going to make this monologue very long. But I do want to share a few things that have helped me in my career. At Vodafone, I was selected for a young leaders program called Bold Trend. And one of the learnings that stayed with me and has been my guiding force has been the concept of intentionality. Now, if you were to look up this word, it simply means being deliberate or purposive. All I would like to say to you as you kick this journey off, be intentional when it comes to your career. Think about what you want from your career. What's your end game? And then plan towards it. I'm sure many of you watched the movie King Richard. It's based on the lives of Serena Williams and Venus Williams and how they went on to become two of the greatest players in tennis history. Now, what stood out for me in that movie is the fact that Richard Williams, their father, had famously put together a 78-page manifesto that laid out the path his daughters needed to take to tennis superstardom. As you embark on your journey, be intentional about your careers. Own it. Now, some of you folks sitting here may have exceptional clarity of what you want from your careers. Some of you may be learning to build that clarity. Now, if you're in the second category where you're still learning to build that clarity, I'd urge you to think like a 2-year-old. Don't be surprised. I personally believe kids teach us some of the most beautiful things. I learn a lot from my 8-year-old and my 2-year-old. For example, I didn't know I had so much patience till I had kids of my own. But coming back to the concept of intentionality. Now, here's a conversation with my 2-year-old daughter. I'd ask her, Sahel, would you like a glass of milk? No. Would you like a glass of orange juice? No. Would you like a fruit? No. So she often doesn't know what she wants, but she knows what she doesn't want. So start small. Start with what you don't want, and it will eventually lead you to what you want from your careers. Which brings me to my final point. Cultivate a growth mindset and be open to learning. The world around us is changing so fast, whether you talk about technology, business models, or anything else. The only way to succeed in this fast-paced environment is to embrace those changes, challenges, be open to feedback and improvements, and evolve as you go along. Very often I hear people say, I could never do this. I'm not good at this. I take you back to my philosophy of learning from kids. Have you seen kids? They're constantly trying new things, failing at them, trying again. Then why as adults do we limit ourselves in boxes? I'm sure many of you sitting here in the audience are engineers. Well, I'm not. A large part of my career has been focused on building tech partnerships, as you may have heard. I could do this only because I walked into meetings armed with my diary, with a pen, taking copious amounts of notes to understand how technology and business work together. I would urge you to be that person, open to learning, open to evolving, and not be afraid of failing, because trying, failing, and then trying again are all parts of the learning process. And yes, as you do this, be bold. Don't be afraid to make unconventional career choices. Don't be afraid to take the road less traveled. Because when you bring together a growth mindset and a strong purpose, remember we spoke about intentionality, coupled with resilience, you will find there is always a way to achieve your goals. All of you have been very kind and a very patient audience. I thank you so much for your time and wish you nothing but the best. Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed, Ms. Divya Khemani Vadera there, for making your alma mater proud. And thank you very much for your acceptance speech. May I now request Dr. Vishal Talwar, Director IMT Ghaziabad, to administer the management oath to all the students of the graduating batch of IMT Ghaziabad, please. All the graduating students of IMT Ghaziabad may now rise and take the oath.
I, having qualified for, do solemnly take an oath that, to the best of my ability, knowledge and judgment, I'll duly and sincerely bring my organization to excellence with utmost satisfaction to all stakeholders. Utilize all resources placed at my disposal to achieve sustainable development in accordance with rule of law. Uphold principles of business ethics and practice tenets of good governance. May you prove worthy of being a true IMTian. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. All the students who have pursued postgraduate diploma in management programs from IMT Ghaziabad will now rise to take their diplomas. The chairperson of the respective programs will usher in the PGDM students. I invite the Dean Academics, Dr. Amit Sareen, to kindly come up on stage and present the graduating students, please.
Sir, I present to you the students of the postgraduate diploma in management programs whose names appear on the list and who have been examined and found qualified for the postgraduate diploma in management programs, to which I pray that they may be admitted.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the President and the Governing Council of this institute, I admit you to the postgraduate diploma in management programs, and I charge you that ever in life and conversation, you show yourself worthy of the same.
Thank you very much. May I now invite Mr. Vikram S Kirloskar and Dr. Vishal Talwar to award diplomas to the students of the graduating class of 2022, please. All the students who have pursued postgraduate diploma in management from IMT Ghaziabad batch of 2022 will now rise to take their diplomas. The chairperson of the PGDM two-year programs, Dr. Bornali Chakradhar, will usher in the students. So now we start with them, and please keep the applause going and the energy over here at really high volume. PGDM full-time, I now have the privilege of reading out the names. Ashrita Rathi, Abhijit Yu, Abhinav Srivastav, Abhishek Gupta, Abhishek Sahadevan Karupat, Abhivek Singh, Aditya Gupta, Aditya Sharma, Aditya Pratap Mankar, Aishwarya Pinge. Ajay Shekhar J, Akhil Jacob Parapuratu, Kunik Jain, Akshay Sridharan, Akshit Naresh, Ali Imran Khan, Aman Bagel, Amitayu Krishna, Ananya Moitra, Anirudh Jain. Ankesh Raj, Ankita Agarwal, Anmol Kohli, Anushri Ravikumar, Apuv Mehrotra, Arvind Srinivasa Kota, Arihant Jain, Aritra Biswas, Arpit Gupta, Arpit Jain. Ashutosh Kumar Dubey, Atul Abraham, Ayush Bhattat, Chandan Jha, Choklalingam Hari Shankar, Deep Parag Pad, Devashish Singh, Dhanush R. Narayan, Drishti Singh, Garvit Mehra. Gautam Puri, Harsh Srivastav, Harsh Vikas Vedya, Harshit Gupta, Himakar Reddy Kondureddy, Iqbal Singh, Ishan Sahai, Jali Amrinder Reddy, Jaiprakash Reddy Gade, Jebin James. Joseph Jacob, Karanbir Singh, Karan Sher Singh Dhillon, Keshav Jha, Kaustav Gupta, Kshitij Vivek Kulkarni, Milind Dugal, Mrinal Dasaju, Muskan Bansal, Naman Jain, Naman Mittal, Nanani Shustrit Rao, Nidhi Sharma, Nikhil Agarwal, Nishant Sharma, Nishesh Sehgal, Omkar Ghansham Jadhav, Pavan Vijay Krishna Pillai, Prakhar Gupta. Pranav Sudhakar Dubey, Pranav Virendra Khaneja, Pranjal Gupta, Pratika Pramod Puranik, Preeti Bhadra Prasadji Agarwal, Raghavendra Pratap Singh Chauhan, Rahul Ravindran, Rajat Yogesh Bahade, Rakshita Thapar, Riya Gupta. Rishabh Katil, Ritu Jain, Rupali Babbar, Shobhari Santosh S, Sagar Manchanda, Sorba Gupta, Sejal Kataria, Shikhar Dikshit, Shobit Agarwal, Shrikha Agarwal. Srinath Muthukumara Swami, Shubham Kuchal, Sham Maheshwari, Siddharth K, Sivaraman Santanam, Snigdha Gupta, Sonali Gupta, Sparsh Lokotia, Shrikant S.G. Nair, Shrishti Bhatia. Sunny Sharma, Sweta Ravi Chandran, Shwam Gupta, Tit Mahendra Savla, Tushar Churamani, Utkash Haryana, Vaibhav Gupta, Vaibhav Kumar, Vedant Agarwal, Vineet Kumar. Vipul Kumar, Vishal Kumar, Yukti Chabra, Yuvaka Patnani, Karuna Mahendra, Barnava Chatterjee, Ashna Jain, Aman Fatipuria, Ashish M, Himanshu Singla, Prashant Boyenpally, Ria Khanna, Indrajit Datre Kenjale, Sohil Harish Shriyan, Ritika Khemchand Balwani. I will now read the names of the students of the Postgraduate Diploma in Management Finance. Achin Mehra, Aditya Kumar, Akash Goyal, Akshit Agarwal, Amal Shaj, Aman Singh, Ashwin Joshi, Chandra Shekharan, Divyansh K. Murari Marodia, Kabir Bhatia, Komal Malhotra, Kunj Madan, Lakshay Narula, Manali Garg. We are joined on stage by Mr. Dipankar Chatterjee. He's the Vice President of the Governing Council of IMT Ghaziabad. Meet Garg, Nikhil Maheshwari, Pranav Dhingra, Raghav Kumar, Ronak Daga, Rinish Sachdev, Roli Khandelwal, Rushi Nilesh Bhai Khitani, Sagnain Latif Khan, Kshitij Chaudhary. Smiti Gupta, Tushar Goel, Abhishek Pushkar Jha, Kartik Rastogi, Ayush Mittal, Garvit Agarwal, Sachin Kumar Sharma, Lokinder Singh Mittal, Amitesh Guleria, Mayank Niraj, Kharakkar Jay Kalra. I will now read out the names of the students of the Postgraduate Diploma in Management Marketing. Akash Shubhas Tanna, Akriti Bansal, Abhay Singh Mehra, Abhigyan Sharma, Abhishek Chandana, Abhishek Kumar Pandey, Ajitab Sethi, Akash Batra, Akshat Gupta, Akshay Mishra, Akshay Dhananjay Kulkarni, Aman Raj. Amisha Agarwal, Amit Shukla, Anand Gopalakrishnan, Aniket Kale, Ankit Patnaik, Anmol Mishra, Anshika Jain, Anurag Singh, Arghya Banerjee, Arnav Sharma, Arnav Yadav, Ashutosh Gupta, Aishwarya Upadhyay, Aviral Saxena, Ayush Ashok Pandey. Chinmay Vinay Sonambekar, Chirag Panwar, Dharya Arora, Dhruv Agarwal, Dhruv Singhal, Dilkush Ranasaria, Gautam Gopal, Harsh Thakur, Harsh Dave, Harshit Arora, Himangshi Garg. J. Harish Thakkar, Japesh Gupta, Jatin Agarwal, J. Pradeep Doshi, Kajol Kiran Pradhan, Karal Maheshwari, Karan Tyagi, Kartik Ladha, Kaustav Kaur, Kshitij Bisht, Kush Khandelwal, Kuvam Uppal. Laksh Bagri, Manan Tilak, Manish Vashisht, Manushi Jain, Mayank Agarwal, Mayank Grover, Muskan Notial, Naman Bali, Nidhi Goel, Nikhil Goel. Nishant Kumar Singh, Nishita, Awais Afsal, Parul Goyal, Pooja Rathi, Pranav Pandey, Praneeth Pathak, Pratishta Poonam, Pravishi Chauhan, Preeti Jain, Puneet Singh Gill, Raghav Khurana, Rahul Selvakumar, Rajat Agarwal, Rajat Saxena, Rajeshwari Didwania, Rishabh Pandey. Rishabh Sharma, Rohan Arora, Sahil Kapoor, Shaksham Srivastava, Sanket Arun Thorve, Sanya Chaudhary, Saptarshi Banerjee, Saptarshi Mazumdar, Satvik I, Satyam Tripathi, Shashwat Mukherjee, Shagun Gupta, Shikha Kalpesh Desai, Shriyas Sheshadri, Shri Krishna Sharma, Shri Ram Talwar, Shubham Jain. It would be nice if the audience kept the applause going, ladies and gentlemen. Shubham Sneh, Shubham Joshi, Shubhankar Vashisht, Shubh Raj, Sneha Rajshekhar Sajjan, Snehashish Kumar Paul, Sonal Arora, Saurav Kumar Jha, Sudhanksh Shastri, Sudhani Jain, Suryanksh Datta, Shushant, Swapnil Pandey, Swayamtak Chandra Dubey, Tarun Kurupati. Urving Divyang Shah, Uteshta Chauhan, Vaibhav Kumar Sharma, Vasu Soni, Vikrant Beniwal, Vimal M. Matthews, Vishwash Handa, Zukhruf Atik Dayama, Anshul Nalin, Raj Vijay Kumar Kalaria, Vishal Dharmesh Bhai Mashru, Puneet, Kritika Sharma, Ahana Chatterjee, Himanshu Sharma, Mridul Toshniwal, Priyam Juneja. I will now announce the names of the students of the Postgraduate Diploma in Management Dual Country Program. Aditya Singh, Abhijit Singh, Abhishek JS, Ambuj Jaju, Anagha Sunil Deshpande, Aniruddha Sharad Chogle, Anmol Gupta, Aprajay Akhuri, Apramayan Ravichandran, Aryaman Singh Deo, Ashwin Asokan, Bhanu Pratap Singh, Binwani Singh. Gyan Gaurav, Harshit Keshri, Harshita Goyal, Ishan Ashley Goyal, Jagrati Popli, Karthik Jain, Kashish Murpana, Krishna V. Nair, Kshitij Vishnavat, Kulatu Iyer V, Lalit Jain, Laditesh Jain, Madhav Bhojanpali, Manikaya Nair, Manoneet Singh Hira, Mehak Jain, Mudit Talwar, Natasha Rao. Navjot Singh, Nivedita Vasan, Nuvrit Parmar, P. Akash, Pankhuri Singhal, Piyush Pratik, Prachi Gupta, Pratiksha Sharma, Rahul Jhabak, Raj Rathi, Rishabh Garg, Riya Singh Jadaon, Rohin Khetrapal, Sahil Mehrotra, Samarth Singh, Satyam Sharma, Shashank Krishna. Shashwat Verma, Shikha Agarwal, Shipra Agarwal, Shivam Bhargav, Shivani Saxena, Shaurya Agarwal, Shreya Pramod Narkade, Shreyash Siddhant, Siddharth Grover, Siddharth Raizada, Shri Ganesh Yala Manchili, Tanya Agarwal, Tarun Bhushan, Tejaswi Sitaram Kandi. Please keep applauding all the wonderful students who are coming up on stage, please. This is their big moment. So I request all the parents, their friends, their relatives to keep applauding them, please. Thank you. Tushar Gacha, Udbhav Sanjeevan, Umang Yadav, Vaibhav Singh, Vibhuti Gupta, Yash Gautam, Yashwin Jain. I will now call out the names of the students who receive the PGDM in Banking and Financial Services. The chairperson of the PGDM BFS programs, Professor Anand Krishnamurthy, will usher in the students, please. Achal Basandrai, Akash Ray, Amitoj Singh, Arpit Ajay Lohia, Dakshita Kumar, Divyansh Jain, Garvit Goyal, Jay Rana, Jishu G. Joseph, Moin Khan, Praful Pandey, Priyank Lalpuria, Purnima Kalra, Rajvi Singh Johar, Rishabh Jain, Rishabh Singh. Ritika Singh, S. Vijay Kumar Iyer, Sahil Khanna, Shantanu Shivaji Shingate, Shriti Acharya, Siddharth Shriram, Tushar Kumar Sinha, Vibhor Agarwal, Abhishek Mittal, Vandan Jain. All the students who have pursued postgraduate diploma in management executive from IMT Ghaziabad will now rise to take their diplomas. The chairperson of PGDM executive program, Dr. Nihar Amonkar, will usher in the students, please. PGDM Executive Program, Ankush Chauhan, Arpan Bhattacharjee, B. Ravi Shankar, Devajyoti Mondal, Divya Sharma, Gagandeep Kaur, Kshitij Agarwal, Manavendra Panda, Naman Kamra, Paritosh Kumar, Piyush Chandrasekhar Mathankar, Sarveshwar Anand, Simranjit Singh, Suman Sarangi. Tarun Chandna, Vaibhav Mishra, Shubham Gaurav, Shubhi Vora, Karan Saxena, Anvesh Mari, Vinay Nayak, Gaurav Murarkar, Lahari Prabhakaran, Shivam Sindhu, Pooja Tyagi, Priyanka Chilukoti, Santosh Murugesh Gangal, Rahul Chauhan, Aniket Lakhanpal. Ashish Sham Agarwal. All the students who have pursued postgraduate diploma in management part-time programs from IMT Ghaziabad will now rise to take their diplomas. The chairperson of PGDM part-time program, Dr. Richa Saxena, will usher in the students, please. I will now read out the names of the students of the postgraduate diploma in management part-time program. Anchal Sharma, Kapil Arora, Manoj Sindwal, Palak Bhardwaj, Pradeep Kumar, Prashant Tiwari, Rohit Arora, Shankha Chaudhary, Vivek Upadhyay, Akshit Agarwal, Dhritiman Datta, Kamesh Shantaram Jagtap, Abhay Joshi. Bhushan Gopal Agarwal, Sandeep Agarwal, Manyata Sinha, Naveen Bhardwaj, Pankaj Kumar Rochani. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that ends the wonderful diplomas today, which have been awarded to the convocating students. Congratulations, everyone, and you deserve a huge round of applause. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for giving away the diplomas. And now we're sadly coming to the end of the convocation ceremony. And I now have the privilege in requesting the Dean Academics, Dr. Amit Sareen, to kindly propose a vote of thanks, please.
A warm evening to our most valued mentor, Shri Kamal Nath Ji, Honorable Chief Guest, Shri Vikram Kirloskar, members of Governing Council, graduating students, parents, guests, esteemed faculty members, officers, staff, and everyone gathered here. It is my privilege to propose a vote of thanks and acknowledge the contribution of all present here in making this event a great success. First of all, our thanks to our chief mentor, Shri Kamalnath ji, who virtually presided over this function. We are grateful to have had such an eminent administrator with a strong vision and mission as a mentor. His leadership is reflected in all developmental activities over our educational institutions. Thank you so much, sir, for presiding over this function. I take some lines from Mr. Kirloskar that Kamalnath ji is a perfectionist, and those qualities are reflected in our educational institutions. Thank you, sir. On behalf of IMT Ghaziabad, I extend a really hearty vote of thanks to our chief guest, Shri Vikram S Kirloskar, Chairman and Managing Director, Kirloskar Systems Pvt Ltd, and Vice Chairman, Toyota Kirloskar Motor Pvt Ltd. We have been really privileged, sir, to have us with you. Your inaugural address set the tone for the events of the day. Your gracious presence for the distribution of awards, certificates, diplomas to the graduating students was a great encouragement to all present here. I really like the lines of the Toyota production system. That Toyota production system finally is based on mutual respect and trust. And as all of you students will, you are already working, and as you will grow in your careers, you will realize that most of the projects which you will work on and different teams will, you will collaborate, whether it's your own team within the organization or your suppliers, customers, that mutual trust and respect is essential for delivery of value, delivery of quality. I think that's something, the real essence of the message. Thank you, sir. Thank you. I'm thankful to Mr. Dipankar Chatterjee, member of the Governing Council of IMT Ghaziabad, for taking his valuable time and gracing this occasion with your presence. Thank you very much, sir. I thank the distinguished alumni of IMT who have participated in the convocation. I'm immensely thankful to the Master of Ceremony, Ms. Kaveri Mukherjee, for her efforts in anchoring today's very complex and large-scale event. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
I would like to specially mention our director, Dr. Vishal Talwar, for being the catalyst for this particular convocation. Many students approached him multiple times, and I think last 3-4 months we have been toying with this idea of holding this convocation for this particular batch as well as the earlier batches. So thank you for catalyzing this thing. And I extend sincere thanks to our entire faculty, officers and staff, and the student volunteers who have worked tirelessly for the last 2 months in making this occasion a great success. We have been fortunate enough to be backed by a team of very proactive and dedicated faculty, officers and staff. I'll tell you, there were around 22 committees formed. And of course, the core committee plus the 22 committees, and all work together, and those committees comprised of faculty, officers and staff. So in fact, after the 2 or 3 years of pandemic, the entire institute came together and worked for last 2 months, and particularly last 1 month, and particularly last 1 week, it has been day and night kind of thing. And everyone has come closer, has had a better understanding. Our students have come closer to us. So I really appreciate that entire intensity of the effort by everyone who have put in very, not only sincerely, but very enthusiastically, the entire efforts to make this convocation a great success. So thank you, everyone. Last but not the least, I am grateful to all distinguished invitees, parents and graduating students for supporting us and taking part in this event. With great enthusiasm, I would like to give my heartiest congratulations to the graduating students and look forward for them to be back as proud alumni of the IMT community. Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Dean Academics, Dr. Amit Sareen, for proposing a vote of thanks. And I'm sure it's been seconded by all of us here. Thank you very much, sir. And just for your information, I've been anchoring IMT Convocations for the last 20 years. So I'm extremely pleased that I had to do it this year as well. And it's extremely special because we're doing it after the COVID-19 has happened to all of us. So we're indeed privileged to have all of you here with us in this wonderful, energized hall. And I now request Dr. Vishal Talwar, Director IMT Ghaziabad, to formally announce the closing of the convocation, please.
I declare the convocation closed.
Well, that brings us to the end, and I now request everyone to kindly rise for the national anthem, and I request Ankit, Abhishek, Smriti, Akash, Charuta, and Giriraj to be on the stage for the national anthem, please.
अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्छल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तब जय गाथा जन गण मंगल दायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे।
Ladies and gentlemen, kindly keep standing till the convocation procession leaves the pandal, please. Kindly be in your places till the convocation procession leaves the pandal. It was so wonderful to see you, and I loved your speech. Thank you. Okay, there are a few announcements before you all leave. Dinner is being served right now for guests and